You can spec this thing out so that it's everything that your computer could ever hope to be, except for a computer. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech, so honest it hurts. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back again. I really do appreciate it. I hope you'll do what's necessary to continue to do so. You know what that is, so we don't need to talk about it. Let's instead talk about the iPad Pro that Apple announced yesterday. The refresh of the iPad Pro that Apple has put out for us, or is putting out for us here in the near future. Now, I have a 12.9-inch 2018 iPad Pro, and I will say this. It is not a laptop, although I could use it for most of the things that I use a laptop for. Where it falls down for me is the fact that here at my desk, I use a MacBook Pro because I have to do video, I have to do audio, I have to do a lot of things that require real computer programs and things like that. So for a long time, people have discussed, can the iPad be a laptop replacement? Should the iPad be a laptop replacement? That's something we'll talk about as we get through this video. But first, let's talk about what these new iPads are. Okay, so we get a 11-inch iPad Pro, we get a 12.9-inch iPad Pro. The 12.9 has what they're calling the Liquid Retina XDR display. It's a mini LED XDR display. XDR is the technology that they used in their $6,000 Pro displays. It has all of the bells and whistles. It has everything that you could possibly want in a computer or in a tablet. I mean, this blows any tablet that you can name out of the water. The big news here is that they both have the M1 chip. If you're not familiar with what the M1 chip is, it's basically Apple, decided to go their own way with creating processors for their computers. They have this system on a chip called the M1. They put it in some MacBooks and a Mac Mini last year. They've just in the same event announced an iMac that has it. They promised all kinds of crazy performance, like outperforming computers that are 3, 4, 5, 10 times more expensive than what the M1 chip computers were. They promised this when they first announced the M1 chip, and everybody was like, no way, man. But yes, the M1 chip is all that and a bag of chips. Now we've got iPads with M1 chips in them. So in everything but form factor, the iPad is a computer, right? Touchscreen computer. You can get the magic keyboard for $350 and all that kind of stuff, and it'll do its best laptop impersonation. But is it worth considering buying these new iPad Pros if you have an iPad Pro right now? Or if you have another iPad, in a lower end spec, you can get an iPad for $300, and that iPad will do nearly everything that you could possibly ever want. Here's the thing. When you're talking about iPads, the sticking point has always been that first it ran on iOS, which is a mobile operating system, which doesn't have desktop programs like Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, Logic Pro. It doesn't run full versions of a lot of things. It does have Photoshop. It's hindered by the fact that it's not a full-blown computer running Mac OS. Part of the problem there also is that it doesn't have a file system that you can use like you would use on a computer, where you can create a folder and drop something into it and then go back to that folder and pick it out. If you try and plug things into it, like a flash drive or something, it's very confusing. It doesn't work like a computer. And I say that just to illustrate kind of what the issues are. The iPad is in that weird place where it's as powerful as a computer. It has things that recommend it over a computer in the touch screen and the Apple Pencil and some of the other capabilities that it has. It has all the guts of a computer at this point, but it's not a computer. Unless you are a graphic artist. Unless you are somebody who has made that decision to change over a considerable amount of your life to the iPad as opposed to a laptop computer, And it can be done. There are channels out there. Christopher Lawley has a channel. I'll link down in the description below. Henny the Business is a music producer who uses predominantly iPads. I'll link his channel down below. It is possible to do, but it's not a computer. It's not a laptop. And until the software is one-to-one comparable with what people can use for a pro device, then it never will be. Until Apple develops Final Cut Pro or Logic 10 to use on this machine, until other developers develop their professional programs for the iPad, this cannot be considered a pro device option. That's not to say it won't be an amazing iPad. It will be the iPadiest iPad you could ever possibly want. You can get up to 2 terabytes of storage in this thing. 2 terabytes of storage is going to cost you a lot of money. It has Wi-Fi, it has cellular, it has 5G. You can spec this thing out so that it's everything that your computer could ever hope to be, except for a computer. So, when considering this new iPad Pro, as impressive as they are, as much power as they will have, I say to you, if you need a computer, don't buy this iPad. Buy one of the cheaper iPads and buy a computer instead. Don't buy this as a computer replacement, because it isn't. And until it is, I can't recommend getting it, unless you're just like, I want it and I'm going to buy it. So let me know if you want me to do a review, because I will. I'll buy it and I'll use it and I'll try it out and see how well it works. I'll do it. You tell me down in the comments below. But until that time, once again, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. Please avail yourself of the things that are popping up around the screen that you can go and look at. Other videos that will be just as interesting as this one for you. Please, down in the description below, all kinds of links and other stuff that you can avail yourself. Do check it out. Once again, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.